Yo, what's up? On our way back right now, Santa Monica, doing a little wrap up of the weekend and sitting here thinking about good music on, good memories right now, being like, you know what was one of the best experiences and why we go back to Santa Monica, where we make the intention to go there, is this restaurant called Sugarfish.
Sugarfish, it's the
best.
Sugarfish
in the house. But it's, to me, the best sushi, at least that I've had around here. I think you've had around, barring us going to Japan or something like that.
The best I've ever had.
And whatnot. We were talking about what makes them great. We went there last night and we had to put our name in. And it was a hour and a half wait. And we're like, absolutely, put our name in, get it down, text us when you're ready to rock and roll. And we love that they actually have a good process that you don't got to wait at the restaurant, you can go out. But nonetheless, we're like, why have we waited a dozen times before an hour and a half to get into this restaurant?
Right.
Is they do some things really, really well. And this is something to think about for your business, your brand, what you're trying to put out there. The first thing that they do is they have a secret sauce. Anna, tell them about the secret sauce.
All right. They're the only sushi restaurant
that we know of
that is serving their sushi over warm rice.
And that's the thing that they're doing special. And it's a guarded secret, the way they do that, the way that recipe is done. Because we've asked the staff before and they're like, oh, that's Chef Nozawa's thing. It's never kind of shared how that process is and whatnot. That's their secret sauce that just does something so
different. Changes the entire experience.
From everybody else out there, that it's the memory maker. It's the thing that you're always like, God, that's this is why I'm coming back all the time. So you got to think about what's your secret sauce. And sometimes it takes a while to figure it out. It took Anna and I years to get to the place where we're at. And we recognize what we're doing with our vision in the vineyard process. That's our secret sauce. That's something that has been delivering an experience that has people coming back, and we're selling it out, has other people talking about it. They were like, what we create there in that environment has become our secret sauce, that we're like, that's changed the game for us in 2018 and going forward. Are you sitting back thinking about your business, journaling, why we say get out in creative places, so that you can figure out what you're doing? Because how many people are always like, I don't want to show up like everybody else in the market. I feel sometimes I just look like everybody else. Then am I an imposter, or am I just another copycat business out there?
Mm-hmm.
But the way you break through that is not just do more of the same. It's come up with, invent, get creative enough to figure out a secret sauce for your business, or the hook, or the message, or the service, or the product, whatever it is. That's the challenge to you as an entrepreneur, a brand builder, a visionary, a creative. Make sense?
Something that we always talk about too is, what are you against? You know how we talk about that in marketing?
All the time.
If you're not sure what your secret sauce is, think about what you do and what you are about, but then think about what you're not about. So you're like the, what do you call it? It's the antagonist, or the, it's, what is the word?
Well, I look at it as be the renegade, be the evolutionist, be the revolution, where you got to stand for something, stand for someone. You're like,
you're drawing a line in the sand. You're saying, I don't want to go over there. That's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm for. Right?
Correct. And that's having the message behind something, where you're like, hey, this is what we're against.
Yeah.
This is what we're for. Whatever way you want to put it for yourself, but doing that work gives the base of your business principles that you stand on, things that let the world know who and what you're about, and rise above, we're just a service, we're just stuff.
Yeah.
Now it's message, it's movement, it's vision, it's mission. And those are the things that make a huge difference in just making your business stand out amongst the others. So definite work to do.
You know, the other thing I love about Sugarfish too, as we're talking about how they stand out, it is that Chef Nozawa has created the process of how they serve you the sushi. So they know the process to create the best possible sushi experience for their customers.
So here's the thing about Sugarfish. There's only 3 options. Trust me light, and then Nozawa.
And notice how they call it trust me. Trust me, this is the way you want to eat our sushi.
Right. Actually, I never sat back and actually thought about that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good point. But they have basically, if you want to think about it, it's like a good, better, best option. And you don't have a choice in what comes out and how it's served. He's like, trust me, I got it. And this is what's on each one of those 3 orders or whatever. And that's it. And you sit back and enjoy the ride.
They bring it in intervals. So you just say, I'll take the Trust Me or the Trust Me Light or the Nozawa. They bring you the sushi out the way that Chef Nozawa had intended for that experience to be for you. You don't have to do anything else, you know, you just enjoy the sushi. We have to think about how your ascension and your process allows your customer to have the best possible experience with your brand.
Well, it's,
you know?
the thing about it that you got to sit back and study is they crafted and architected a process. They said, this is the way I want it to go, and intentionally sat back and thought about it. I want it served this way. I want it coming out in this interval. I want this happening. You have to think about when somebody comes into your brand, into your service, are you thinking that all the way through? How do I craft? How do I architect? How do I design the process, the experience from A to Z? That's an critical thing. Again, with this whole idea of how you're going to stand out in a crowded marketplace, that attention to detail. Thinking about, can you simplify the offers for people where you're like, dude, here's my good, better, best option. And I've thought about what the market needs, what the market wants, what the market needs to experience, where the market wants to go, so that I can then say, here's the simplest way to put these options. And people are in option overload, that when you just do that, simplify what you put in front of them, they're like, thank you for making my choices more simple, because then they can make more decisions. They make more decisions, they move forward. They move forward, we have people stepping up to go after the things they want in life, or getting past the problems that they're struggling with. It's your brand's purpose to help people make decisions so they can go forward and take action. Otherwise, people sit in indecision, they sit in confusion, they sit in overwhelm, and then they're not taking the action to go forward. So craft that for them.
If you guys haven't read the book Building a Story Brand,
Key book,
because the more complicated the process or the more complicated the offer, the less someone is going to make a decision. So, you know, if you can make it simple, make it so obvious and tangible, they're more, you know, inclined to say yes or no. Make a decision. Otherwise, it's like, overload, I'm out. I don't even want to think about this. And the answer is usually no.
And you brought up a killer point that, like, there's 2 things that you want to think about, and that to bring this little car ride home here is like, you're trying to help the person make a decision, yes or no, faster. And it's okay if it's no, because they're not your person. They're not the right person for your brand. So if they could say no quicker, and you could get them out of the way and not have them eating up more of your marketing spend, or eating up more of the bandwidth of your team, your service, your customer service, whatever the case may be, you're still in doing the right thing for your business. So whether it's yes or no, think through how you can help your prospect and your customers make the decision to either engage or keep taking more steps with you. Do that, and you're gonna keep growing a freaking hell of a visionary brand out there. So hope that was a fun little ride for you guys with us. You learned something, you got some steps to take from here. Keep getting after it.
Vito.